On this lesson, we're going to work on our second scene. So now that we have finished our first scene, what we can do is just go into our project and create a new composition. So we're going to name this one Scene 02. And it's going to have the exact same parameters. And now on this one, remember that we had our kit that we illustrated, but first I'm going to add my text. So I'm going to go for children. Let's just go and align it in here. Put it on the right place. Let's move it down right here. So I'm going to add the next line of text. And this one is going to be poverty means being deprived. And I'm going to actually make it smaller so we can see it. In crucial, let's go and move it like that, align it to the center, and let's reduce the size. Let's create a new line of text by Ctrl-D and duplicating this one. And on this one, we're going to write aspects of their lives. Now let's put it on right there. And I think that's okay. Just as we did before, we're going to create the masks. The color really doesn't matter, as you probably figured by now, because this is only a mask. This is not going to appear on the final animation. And just rename it. I do it because it's easier to assign one with each. So I go 1, 2, 3. Very simple like that, but if you feel comfortable with a super long name, that's okay. Now I'm going to shade the mask. Let's go and play with the position. Let's bring this down. And I'm going to go and easy this animation to go easy ease. Go to the graph and let's bring this together a little bit. So now you see the animation, which is looking great. Now it's backwards, so just go right click, keyframe assistant, time reverse keyframes. And it goes right as it should be. Now let's go and find our effect, set mate. And let's select the right layers for each one. So just copy and paste the effect. So this one is going to be number 2, and the other one is going to be number 3. Okay, so now the text is appearing as I wanted it. And just as before, I'm just simply offsetting some of the other layers so they don't appear at the same time. So now it's time to bring the boy. So first, let me create a solid. This one is going to be red. So just create a solid, press OK. Again, it's going to be on the top, so just drag it all the way to the bottom and lock it and shade it because you don't need to see it. Now I'm going to go and bring all the layers that are the ones that belong to my character. So the kit, let's put it in there. Now let's go and find the eyes. And our pupils. Our right eyebrow, which we're going to actually place because it appears on a different position. And let's go and do the same with the left one. Now one thing you can do is align them, so just select both of them. Make sure that you're aligned to selection and do it horizontally, and now let's just center them a bit. I'm missing my mouth, so let's go and find that one and position it. So now that I have everything, I'm going to make sure that all my layers that needed to be created to shape, so both the eyebrows and the mouth are shaped, so I'm just going to delete the ones in Illustrator. And for my eyes and my pupils, they're going to stay like that. So I'm just going to use my Freepik to parent everything to the kid. So now if I move the kid, everything moves, which is exactly what I want. And now at the moment it's a little small, but it's okay. I click on the collapse transformation, so that's great because I can scale everything because it's vector format. So my eyes and my pupils, I'm not gonna move my eyes, I'm gonna move my pupils. But I wanna have a blink. So to do that, I can go and create this rectangle, fill it with a color that is a little bit darker than the one on the face. Press OK. And now apply to that shape layer. I'm gonna call this one blink. So let's apply to this layer as set matte. But before we do that, I'm going to create the outlines of the eyes because I actually need the outlines, otherwise I'm only going to have not the information that I need. I'm gonna select the eyes, and you can see that I don't see the rectangle anymore. But if I go into my position by pressing P, I can add a keyframe, move it a couple of frames after, bring it all the way down so it covers the whole eyes. Then go to next keyframes, a couple more, 3, like that, and just copy and paste that first keyframe. And let's ease our keyframes, just like this. Now you can see that your character is blinking, and this already gives it a little bit, it makes it alive. So now that I have this, I'm going to go to my right eyebrow and my left eyebrow because I want them to move at like the same. So I'm just gonna press double U, so U and U on both of them so I can see the paths. I'm gonna go to my left one is the one that I want to be moving. So I'm just going to go to my right one and press Alt on the stopwatch so I bring the expression. I'm gonna select with my Pickwick the path. So now they share it. You see that nothing happened. But now if I change the path on my left eyebrow, let's do it just as an example, you're gonna see how the other one is reacting. But the problem is that they are not reacting as I wanted. So to change that, I'm gonna go into my right one and find the scale. So just press S, unlink both of them so you can move one individually. And let's change. If you do that one Y, nothing happens. Well, actually it flips, but you want to go less 100 on X. So now if I go back to my left eyebrow and move one of the anchor points, you're going to see how that changed a lot. So now I'm just going to add a keyframe there. This is something that I like to do to have the layers that I know I'm going to be moving, to find the property that I know it's going to happen. So on the case of the mouth, again, double U to find that path. And I like to have them at the beginning, just so I can see them. For my pupils, I'm going to change my position. So just press P, another keyframe. And that's going to be it. So now that everything is as I wanted it, I'm going to animate the kit, so just have a position around this place. I want to have it here before I want it to go below. So if I just animate, have a little preview, I need to add my ease, go to my graph editor, and let's make that movement a little bit more evident. So now I'm gonna select all layers of my kit because I want to make it bigger. So let's go and find those layers. Sorry about that, because if you can see here, I actually want to first move the blink because I wanted that after it is completely out, you're gonna have the blink. Because remember that even before we do and select all our layers, we want that kit to look up and read the message so he can change the expression. That's what we had on our storyboard. So I'm just gonna have it look up. Again, I can ease my keyframes and give it even more with with my curves there. Okay, so now the kid is blinking and then looks up. And then when he starts to read this, I'm going to change the expression by changing the paths on both the mouth and the eyebrow. So I'm just going to bring these keyframes in here, and then in around 7 or 6 keyframes more, I'm going to change the paths. So first, I'm going to go to my mouth and make it sad. You can see that they don't have a curve. So I can go into my Convert Vertex tool to make this one a curve like this. So I can make a sad face by just making a curve of the mouth line. So let's just position it in there. And we can see a little preview of how that is going to happen. So maybe it's a little too subtle. Maybe I need to make this one more obvious to make a sad expression. So now you're going to see how that line is going to bend. And let's go and do the same with my eyebrow. So I'm going to do it like this. Again, I can convert my anchor points, my vertex. So let's just bring both of them down. So now the kid is going to be sad when he reads the expression, sorry, the information. So it's going to go from a very neutral one to go and be sad about it. And again, I can also ease my keyframes so the animation is not mechanical, doesn't look too perfect. So just like that. And remember to exaggerate the speed. And one thing is that if you change your expression, it doesn't happen at the same time. So try to offset them a little bit. So now you see how that expression is changing and how we did it easily because we had used expressions to link our patterns. So now you can select everything and make a pre-compose and call this one as you like. But if you do this, you're going to see that you get this warning. And the reason for that is that remember to unshade your layers, because there are some that belong to the kit that are not here. So this is something that I have to do, unshade them and find all of them. And I'm just going to go right click and make a pre-compose. And I'm going to call this one child. I'm just going to press OK. And now if I click here on the collapse transformation, I can go and scale this up, and you see that the art of the quality is still the same, but you can see that the blink is now not working because it's kind of offset. This is something that sometimes illustrators do, and to go around this, like if you don't want to scale it, it's fine as you had it, but if for some reason you get this issue, you can see that on the original one is not here. Just there are other ways to do the blink. So what you can do is to actually remove the set matte, because what you need is to use a different matte technique. So I'm just going to have my eyes duplicated by pressing Ctrl D, then put them on top of the blink. So just like that, and then click here on the blink, go on to toggle switches, and find here on the track mat that alpha. So now it's using that alpha as a blink, and now it's working perfectly, not without that offset that was not making any sense. So our animation is almost there, and on the next lesson we're going to add the icons that we got from Flaticon. So see you there.